It's Tuesday. It's a crazy day. Gotta love a company that tries to impart on you that they are saving the environment by sending you a big, huge box that only has 3 small items in it. Oh boy. Gotta love it. Crazy, crazy. Well, welcome, comrades. I'm Jane with Scraptasticyarns, and we have begun the new rules where conservatives are not allowed to speak their mind whatsoever, and they're banned from everything. Thank you, you libtards. Yeah. I'm probably going to cut that out. However, it's what's on my mind today. I'm a little frustrated with all this, foolishness of what's right, what's wrong. You can't speak, you can't, whatever. I don't know how you're going to heal a nation when you are dividing it even further with some of the stunts that big tech has been pulling. Anyway, finished items, another Ross hat. This is going into my hat not hate group. And then another smaller hat. This was crocheted, I believe. Nope, this was knit. Just piddle farting around, getting some hats here and done. That's it for finished projects. That's all I've gotten. Although I've gone through actually 4 skeins so far. Loretta, 4 skeins. 4 cakes, whatever. Although there's only 3 here, the other one's over there in the other bag. But I've gone through 4 so far. Now, this is the color block shawl that I started, and I've started with white. I have a little bit more to finish off that white, and then I'll add my next color. And that is one of my favorite stitches. It is just garter stitch all the way through. And then this is how far I've got on my first section of the inside out shirt that I'm crocheting with the mandala ombre yarn in Harmony color. And I have a couple other things that are unfinished, but I thought I would show you something I found, while cleaning up. And this apparently is a scarf that I started some time ago. And it's just a little skinny scarf done in fisherman's wool. And this is a kiss loom. And one of my favorite things about the kiss loom is one of the picks it has, because this is a very nice pick. And yeah, this was one of the first series of the Kiss looms before the husband and wife sold it to the new owner, Kelly. I think it's Kelly. It's her first name. And she has since modified the Kiss looms a little bit so that they kind of go sideways instead of having the pins in the front and back, which is really nice. And I do love my Kiss looms. So, there is that. And then we have the Annie's Kit Club, the crochet club, with that plumberry. And I have done the remainder of the rows to catch up. And this is how it is looking so far. That's the back side. This is the front side. She has some bobble stitches and some little itty bitty lace stitches, which is nice. Now, the only thing I didn't like about this is here in this, she does the camel stitch, but she has you do the camel stitch in the front. And I don't think when you use the front loops that it stands out as prominent as when you use the back loop, the back third loop, which really brings it forward very well. I didn't enjoy doing that part, but I did it her directions. And I believe the woman is Scandinavian that wrote the pattern for this, but I'm not positive. She could be Norwegian or Icelandic. She has one of those names that's like Schlossvargna or something like that. So let me get the pattern out to remind you what the finished Afghan will look like. And this kit cost, the first one, I think I paid $1.90 for because it was a freebie thing. And it calls to use a eye hook. But what I found in order to get gauge, it's the Plum Berry Sampler Afghan. I've done stripes 1 through 6 so far. And that is what the finished item is going to be looking like. And doesn't have her name on this. Yeah, it does. Lena, Skvagerson. Stockvarginus. Whenever you watch the videos, if you're, have ordered this kit or even the knit kit, she says her name, but I butchered it. I'm sure I butchered it. That's just how it goes. So that is it for this portion. We'll do some watt and tarnation, but I thought I would update you on things that are going on. One of the things when you have a colostomy is there are like 200 different types of companies, types of bags that you can use with a colostomy. Well, my husband's is right next to his belly button, so it makes it really hard to get a good seal. And it's oval. It's not round. So then there's that. But it's also pretty convex, so it's flush with the skin most of the time, but many times it retreats inward, so you have to use a convex bag. So we have been changing bags almost daily for quite a while. Then Thursday we saw the home health, not the home health, the wound care nurse, and she placed a different bag on him, and it is held so far since Thursday. Now, she did say you could go as long as a week without changing it, but she had put in an order for the home health agency to order these bags. These bags are kind of pricey, so we're hoping the insurance company has approved it. A lot of times your bags, if you were to buy it on the market without having an insurance company, a lot of people can get away with using either the $4 to $6 a bag colostomy bags. This one, if we purchase on the market, is between $16 and $17 a bag. So it is a little higher. It's a smaller company, and but it's the bag that works for him. So we're awaiting bags. The joys of a colostomy. Oh, it's been interesting. So he sees the surgeon's PA tomorrow to see about removing the staples from the injection sites where they went in. They did do it laparoscopic, so they'll remove the staples, and we're hoping they'll remove the bridge because where it's at, it's hard to get that bag in there in between the openings where, they put the laparoscopic instruments in, and the staples are around it, on it. So many times we're having to place the skin protector sheets over the staples. That's going to be interesting. But yeah, so we're trying a couple of other things. A lot of the little skin prep items that you use are generally, they're generally two pieces that are like this, and you place them on either side of the bag. Well, they have given us a new one to try as well, and I'm calling this the Y effect. Come on, folks. Looks like a Y. So that's kind of interesting to, use that instead of the other protectors. She thinks that might help a little bit because then that can go right around into the, the belly button, those kind of things. It's crazy. All right. That is it for this portion. I don't think there's anything else for it. I was going to do some shout outs, but I don't have my list in front of me. Duh. So I have to do that at a later date. Anyway, now we have a little what incarnation. I hope you enjoy. Cat reunited with owner after 11 days in airport ceiling. A cat that escaped from her owner at a security checkpoint in New York's LaGuardia Airport was returned to the distraught traveler after spending 11 days hiding in the hub's ceiling. Taylor Lee said she was in the process of moving from New York to Orange County, California, when she booked a Christmas Eve flight for herself and her 6-year-old cat, Moochie. Lee said TSA agents had to remove Moochie from her carry at the security checkpoint, despite her protestations that the feline was likely to flee. Which, why did they have him remove the animal? Anyway, Lee said Moochie panicked and, as she predicted, led her owner and airport staff on a chase that ended when the cat climbed a series of platforms to a ceiling enclosure and disappeared inside. The Queen's Lost and Found Pets group received word of Moochie's plight from Lee's Facebook page, and pet flying advocacy group Where Is Jack, Inc. became involved and helped Lee arrange for a tracking dog to visit the airport. Cats and dogs. Tracking dog. The dog, a golden retriever named Abby, indicated Moochie was still in the ceiling, and Lee caught a flight back to New York. She attempted to lure the cat out of the ceiling, but Moochie didn't emerge. And do you blame her? She was scared. Finally, 11 days after the cat had fled from security, Lee received word that she had emerged and had been safely caught in a trap. Lee said Moochie was taken to an animal hospital in Long Island and she was reunited with her pet. The duo are scheduled to fly to California on Saturday. This time, I have a TSA harness for her, and I'm going to insist on having a private screening. That's a good thing. Socialite says he bought out the entire flight to travel privately. A wealthy Indonesian man who shared photos from a plane where he and his wife were the sole passengers said he bought all available tickets for the flight to prevent exposure to COVID-19. If you can, I would suggest you do it. He did a smart thing. Richard Muljadi, a Jakarta-based socialite famous for his extravagant lifestyle, posted a series of photos to his Instagram story showing he and his wife traveling alone on a Batik Air flight from Jakarta to Bali. Muljadi said he bought as many tickets as possible for the flight, which boasted 12 business class seats and 150 economy seats. Because he and his wife, Shalvin Chang, were super paranoid about being exposed to COVID-19. He did not disclose how much he paid for the flight to keep it private, but he wrote this amount was still cheaper than chartering a private plane. That's interesting. The Lion Air Group, which operates Batik Air, confirmed Muljadi and Chang were the only passengers on the flight. The company said Muljadi had booked 2 tickets in his name, but it was unclear whether he had purchased other tickets in a separate booking. Now, I always find this event, it's a yearly event, rather Humorous. But it's even better this year. No Pants subway ride canceled for 2021 due to COVID-19. The organizers of the No Pants subway ride, an annual January event held on public transport in more than a dozen cities worldwide, announced the 2020 event was canceled. Improv Everywhere, the performance art group that has organized the No Pants subway ride since the first event was held in 2002 in New York City, said this year's Sans Pants public transit trek has been canceled due to the pandemic. Due to the COVID-19 pandemic, we are canceling the annual No Pants subway ride this year. Improv Everywhere said on the event's official website, "We look forward to hosting more large-scale events once it is safe to do so again." But is it ever safe to go without pants? Previous years have seen organized groups of subway riders taking predetermined commuter train routes in their underwear in cities including New York, Chicago, Los Angeles, London, Boston, Berlin, Calgary, Dallas, Mexico City, Tokyo, London, Lisbon, St. Petersburg, Melbourne, and San Francisco. No, I wouldn't wear my underwear only on any ride. Mystery llama found wandering loose in Massachusetts. There's that word, Massachusetts. Authorities in Massachusetts said they are trying to determine the origins of a llama found wandering loose in a field. Newburyport, West Newbury Animal Control said in a Facebook post, the llama was found wandering a field alone Monday, and witnesses said they did not know where the animal came from. The llama was taken to Tiny Acres Farm in New Hampshire for temporary lodging while authorities investigate. Animal Control is asking the llama's owner or anyone information on the owners contact officials. And there are links to all of these stories. The next one is the best by far. Police respond to chickens wreaking havoc in New Jersey McDonald's. Police in New Jersey responded to a McDonald's parking lot where a pair of chickens were reported wreaking havoc and chasing customers. The Washington Township Police Department said in a Facebook post that an animal control officer was dispatched on a report of a flock of chickens wreaking havoc at our local McDonald's on Route 31 South. The officer arrived to find two chickens harassing and chasing customers and pecking at car tires, the department said. The animal control officer was able to capture the chickens with help from the manager of the McDonald's eatery, police said. The chickens were taken to the Common Sense for Animals shelter, where they were later claimed by their owners. Now, I have provided links to all these stories. I would suggest, if you need a giggle, go read the Facebook post that has the pictures of the animal control officer with the marauding chickens. The post is hilarious. Not only that, but the comments that follow, you will be laughing. So don't read them while you're trying to drink a cup of coffee or drink anything, because you will spew your drink. It was absolutely hilarious. I love the comments, and I would suggest you, if you don't go and look at any of these other stories, videos, or pictures, or anything, that you definitely go read the one about the chickens. And I have to admit, while I was reading this, when I first saw this story, my first thought was, I wonder if Mimi's chickens harass anybody. Oh, and I still have to get on that egg war thing. It just seems life has been busy, busier than I like right now. All right, folks, that's it. Everybody have a great day, and I will see you again soon. And let's pray that our country can, once again, be somewhat united, although it doesn't look like anybody left or right is trying to work that way. So pray for one another. Do kindness. Be kind. Let's change the world through kindness. See you again soon. Bye.